Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here today to another predictions video on the channel for the Charlotte Roval here coming up soon. By the time this video is uploaded, a little bit of a late start time, so it's going to be a little bit of a quicker video for this one. But nonetheless, I have my full fantasy in-depth analysis here, give you guys advice, thoughts and opinions for drivers who you could possibly have in your lineup, must-haves, and of course your driver or drivers to stay away from in this race. So as usual, we'll start off with a guy you should stay away from in this race. I would stay away from Denny Hamlin. Hamlin has finished 12th and 18th in the two races at the Roval. You don't particularly look at Denny Hamlin as a pretty solid road course racer. Now, he did finish second at the Daytona road course this year, which was the only road course race this season up to this point, but I still don't trust that fully. With Denny Hamlin, there's going to be rain in the area. I know he's starting on the pole, but there is a lot of good road course racers out there who I think you should have in your lineup. Also, another driver is Aric Almirola. Aric Almirola is not a driver you should have in your lineup. You should stay away from him. He will be battling for every stage point he can, but you don't really think of Aric Almirola as a good road course racer. And at the Roval, he has not scored a top 10 in his first two races, obviously the first 2 years that they've raced here. Dark horse picks for today's race. I will be placing both of these dark horse picks in my lineup, as you'll see here in a little bit. We'll start off with Clint Bowyer. Clint Bowyer has 6 of the last 8 road course races and where he has finished in the top 10. And obviously, at the Roval the last 2 years, the first 2 years racing this road course, he has finished 3rd and 4th. Also, he has 5 top 5s in the last 7 races on road courses as well. So Clint Bowyer knows how to get around these road courses. I think he will be a contender today, perhaps for the win. With rain in the area, I don't know how much road course racing really any of these guys have in the rain. A majority of the field does not have any road course ability in the rain, especially with stock cars. There are a few drivers. I'd look at some of the younger drivers that have experience with it, but I still don't think that's going to give them a lot of experience. Really, this is going to make this race more of a wild card, I think, than most people expected. So you have to say a guy like Clint Bowyer, who could be running, back half of the top 5, 3rd, 4th, 5th at the end of the race, could end up sneaking in with a win with these rainy conditions. Another driver who is a dark horse pick and will be in my lineup for today's race is Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski's been pretty good on the road courses coming into play. The reason why he is a dark horse pick, though, even though it's Brad Keselowski, is because you don't typically look at him as a solid road course racer. He knows his way around Watkins Glen. He obviously struggled at the road course race earlier this year at the Daytona road course. He missed the chicane a couple times there, and he's not really that well at Sonoma, so you would think really Watkins Glen is the only road course he could really ever get around, and he does have a couple wins at that racetrack, but he did perform well here in both of the first 2 races. Of course, last season he finished 6th. The year before, he led a lot of laps in that race, won a stage, was leading late, of course, with that restart with 8 laps to go when he led a field of cars into the Tums Hartburn turn, into the wall there. The infamy of that says he might not run that well again today, but I think he could be a good dark horse pick for you guys in your lineup. And of course, your must-haves. Must-haves in this lineup today is going to be Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., your usual suspects when it comes to road course racing. Of course, they both competed for a win at the Daytona road course this year, both finished in the top 3, and of course, Chase Elliott won it. For Chase Elliott, he has won 4 road course races in his career in only 11 tries. And obviously, he has a win at 3 different road courses in that aspect. He won this race a year ago. He finished 6th in 2018. We are going to use him for the final time here today. Also, for Martin Truex Jr.'s sake, he is probably the 2nd best road course racer in the Cup Series currently. And for Martin Truex Jr., he hasn't won at this track in particular. He was very close in 2018 before Johnson obviously ended up missing the front stretch chicane, wiping Truex out and giving Blaney the win. But for that matter, Martin Truex Jr. should contend here. He also finished in the top 10 in this race last year. And like I mentioned, 3rd at the Daytona road course this season. And he finished 2nd to Chase Elliott, who we think of as the best road course racer now at Watkins Glen the last couple years. He's got a win at Sonoma, so 2 wins at Sonoma to be in fact. So Martin Truex Jr. again knows how to get around these road courses. Now let's see who we have in my lineup for today's race. We're going to get Denny Hamlin out of there. We'll get the must-have Martin Truex Jr. in as well. Another possible dark horse pick could be Alex Bowman. We're actually going to put him in the lineup. I guess I forgot to mention that as well. Alex Bowman is another one of the dark horse picks I have for today's race. And the reason why he is a dark horse pick, you don't typically think of Alex Bowman as a great road course racer, but for whatever reason, he knows how to get around this road course. He came back from a spin on lap 1 in the backstretch chicane last year, ended up finishing 2nd place. Great rally there. And he finished the season before that. He ended up finishing in 3rd place here at the Charlotte Roval. So in the 2 races here, he does have the best average finish, believe it or not. So we are going to put Alex Bowman in the lineup for that reason. And again, another dark horse pick. We'll put Keselowski in as well. We're going to keep Jimmy Johnson in. Johnson actually has 2 top 10s at this racetrack. 8th and a 9th place finish, 9th last year, 8th the year before, when again he was challenging for the win. I don't think he'll necessarily compete for a win today. I guess you never know with the rainy conditions, but at the same time too, I think he can definitely be a good top 10 threat and a safe guy to have in your lineup. You could possibly look at Ryan Blaney here as well. Definitely contemplating it, but we definitely need to put Clint Boyer in the lineup. That is for certain. I think, how many times can we use Blaney here? Let's see. So we can use Ryan Blaney 2 more times. Yeah, we'll save him. Look at us guys like Michael McDowell who know how to race road course races really well. But again, the rain is really going to be putting a damper on things, so to say. Joey Logano does have racing in the rain experience on road courses, and that's why we'll put him in the lineup here today. Actually, you know what? Might be second-guessing myself here. Yeah, we'll just stick with the dark horse picks. We'll go Keselowski, and we'll go Clint Boyer to finish things out. And obviously, if somebody crashes out before then in the rain, we can swap them out. So there's the 6 guys in the lineup. Truex, Elliott, Bowman, Johnson, Keselowski, and Boyer. My pick to win the stages and the race will be the same. It will be Chase Elliott all the way through. I think that's a smart pick to go here today. If he doesn't, now I said on a couple live streams earlier in the week that if Chase Elliott or Truex didn't win, I would be shocked because of how dominant both those guys have been, in particularly Chase Elliott. So that's why Elliott will be my pick today. But with racing in the rain being relevant, and none of those guys really have an experience racing in the rain, I think that really makes this race more of a wild card race than what we actually think it's going to be as far as your usual suspects to win. Hopefully for my fantasy team's sake, they'll do well. But don't be surprised if we get an upset winner here, whether they are in the playoffs or not. So obviously I think Chevrolet will go to victory lane as well. That is going to do it for this one. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below if you enjoyed the video. Be back for a post-race analysis video later on today, so hit that bell notification button as well. It'll be out sometime after the race. NASCAR Heat 5 live stream as well. Postponed till later tonight due to not being home in time. That's why we're kind of rushing this video a little bit. You're not seeing my face physically, but again, we will be back later. Like, share, subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts, your predictions on today's race, and I'll see you next time.